last call for glory. We're running the game with strategy sharp, igniting the flame. Draft day madness, our hearts pounding fast. In this fantasy showdown, we're built to outlast.
Woo! I was waiting to do that, man.
Mike Peak.
I know, especially with this crappy mic. But yeah,
I forgot that we made that intro a while ago, but I think that's the first time we've used it.
Look at this damn camera too. Look what my face is stuck on. Come on, man.
You look like fucking.
I look like Nosferatu.
No, dude. What's the?
All right, we're back.
Oh,
Bro, come on, man.
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds. What?
Or
The butler?
Dang it, dude. No. Man, what is his name? He's got like the big nose and the bushy eyebrows.
I don't know. His friend, the big fat guy.
It's not Mr. Deeds.
Whatever. You chalked it. You messed it up. But no, I'm hyped, man, because I forgot that we haven't introduced that new intro video. So we posted it on TikTok and Instagram, but we realized and appreciated the fact that our original intro video was horrific and was the quality of a Nintendo 64. So we needed to upgrade. So I slaved away writing, performing, and going to the studio, mastering the lyrics, recording. I know you're mid looking up Mr. Deeds shit right now, aren't you? But anyways, this is Last Call Fantasy Football Podcast, back with another episode on, July 16th. It's been a minute. It's been a few weeks. We
had 4th of July weekend, so
so that throws a wrench into some plans, but we've got a fun show today, and we're doing our wide receiver ranking show for 2025. We did a little bit. Did we do our rookie rankings? Did we put those out there yet? I'm not sure if we did.
I think so.
I thought we did. But regardless, we're going to run through wide receivers, some people's favorite position, not mine, Team RB for life. But lots of things going on in the NFL. Rookie camps are just starting. Everyone that we care about in the first round is signed. Who in the second round? I mean, plenty of second rounders. I don't know. Last I heard, RJ Harvey is not still signed with Denver, and they report tomorrow for minicamp. So that's problematic. So, well, I saw it was 30 of 32 second rounders have not signed their rookie contract yet. Insane.
Yeah, I don't think Judkins is signed either.
No, it's hard signing papers.
I wonder.
With your hands behind your back.
Yeah, I guess we could just start with that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're low key gonna cut him.
Dude, they're not gonna cut him. They just wasted the 33rd pick on him, the first pick in the second round, something like that.
Yeah, but dude, the Chiefs had Kareem Hunt was the literally like top 3 running back in the league, and he did a similar thing, and they just straight up cut him from the team.
Do you know? It's kind of sad.
He also kicked her in the face, but
I was gonna say, do you know what?
It was caught on camera.
There, bingo. I think it completely matters is if there's video of this.
Yeah.
Because if there's video of it, that's like game over. You can't just like sweep that under the rug. You're gonna see your star running back throat chopping his girlfriend in the throat, because that's what it was,
there's no more saying, well, maybe she's just trying to sue him, or there's nothing like that. That's
it's like the video evidence, and it will be damning. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. So Quinshon Judkins arrested, most likely 6+ game suspension coming from that. I don't know, man. There's just it's an interesting time for the league. He was a guy that personally I wasn't as high on as most people for rookie running backs coming in. I just got an itchy feeling in my giblets and can't explain it. Maybe it was that. Maybe I just knew he was going to be a dickhead and throat chop his girlfriend. I don't know.
Maybe. You're also just wrong, but
that's fine. Willing to be wrong on that one. So today, wide receiver rankings. Justin and I actually did my top 24. I had some extra time on my hands today, so I went through all that. But we're going to discuss our top 10 wide receiver rankings today on the show. Essentially, just to average between the two of us. So if I had someone at 6, man, this freaking camera. If I had someone at 6, Justin had them at 8, they will be our number 7 ranked player. Make sense?
Number 10.
Number 7. That means Jamar Chase.
Yes.
All right. Without further ado, let me do some digging over here. Oh, we lost Justin. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if we can get this going, because I will be upset if not. Dun, 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 dun. Bingo. Bingo, bongo. Well.
Yeah, I think you got to close out of whatever you opened.
Yeah.
That was the
Can you
issue
still
last
see it,
time.
though?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Hold up. Oh, no. Gave it away. Let me do this over here. Let's do some adjusting, guys. We're doing some adjustments over here. Don't mind the behind the scenes footage. Can we still see Justin here? Oh no!
I'm here.
There we go. Ta-da! I wish we could cut that, but we record all of these live. So, do you see what I
One
did?
take.
Huh?
I see.
I got a slideshow going for us. So,
I like it.
essentially, I'm going to hide my little doohickey here. Like I said, we're running through our top 10 wide receivers, average them out, and we're going to get it going. So, do you want to preface at all anything with, dang this freaking camera. Anything on your thought processes on rankings? Is it overall finish? Is it who you want on your team from top to bottom?
Yeah, it's not really based off of like where I would draft them. It's more so based off of like where I actually think they're gonna finish at the end of the year.
Okay.
So there's definitely some guys that are probably going in like the second or third round that I have in my top 10.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. I kind of did a combo approach where that's where I think they're going to finish, but also if there was a guy who I think could possibly finish there, but it's like I don't want them on my team. I don't want to take them expecting them to finish there. I think that moved them down a little bit. So, without further ado,
Cheers.
our consensus. Oh yeah. I forgot. This is a drinking show. And I got, what is that? Is that a twisted tea?
Is that Presidente?
It is Presidente. They're on sale at.
It's a fucking old fashioned.
In that glass, you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's a whiskey glass.
Oh, bro, you put it so far up to the camera, I thought it was like a pint glass.
Oh no.
All right. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Damn,
That
I'm
allowed
kind
me
of
to
jealous of
stall.
Presidente.
And get ready.
Fucking what
Yeah! Jamar Chase. Woohoo!
What the hell?
Canva, man. They got all kinds of capabilities. All right, so
How do you even work?
I work on this.
That's crazy.
Bro, my camera keeps messing up. I got a new camera, so if this keeps happening, it's just gonna have to go back to Amazon. Jeff Bezos and Prime Day got hoed over. But anyways, no. Jamar Chase comes in at number 1. He was number 1 for both of us, but we'll get into that all at the end. Triple Crown winner. They have a terrible defense. They got to keep chucking the ball. There's not much to really talk about Jamar Chase as being.
No, I mean the team hasn't done anything but get better.
Jamar Chase is better when T. Higgins there, so you can't even try to make that argument.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, T. Higgins target share. No, BS. It's Jamar Chase. Should be. If you want to go receiver, you don't take him at the 101. You are dumb. So, elite player with elite quarterback, not much to go over there. So now it gets more interesting. And I don't know how I do this. This is number 2, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is my personal target, I believe, right now. So if you're in my league, do not listen to this episode because I will be pissed off.
Well,
If
half of them do.
well, whatever, man. CeeDee Lamb, to me, I'm picking at the 5 spot. He's the perfect receiver because he had elite production despite missing 2 games. I'm going to lose my mind if my camera keeps doing this again.
Yeah. Nah, CeeDee Lamb, I think it was pretty impressive what he was able to do with having like maybe the worst quarterback in all of football.
Yeah, he was
I mean,
last year's
I think
wide
he had a
receiver 6.
game.
Or excuse me, wide
What he
receiver
had
8.
Cooper Rush most of the year.
Mm-hmm. He was
So
last year's wide receiver 8, and he missed 2 games. So you can finish top 10 missing 2 games. He was a beast. The thing that I think is being over or underrated about the Cowboys offense moving forward this year is they're expected to have a terrible run game. I think so anyways. I think they're not going to be able to run the ball at all. I think their defense is good, but I don't expect them to run the ball with great success. So I think that they're just going to keep chucking it around with a presumed healthy Dak. Bruh. It's going to
I do kind of hope that they end up having a decent run game because I think that that's actually terrible for the passing game to have a bad run game. Because I mean, you saw it with Patrick Mahomes. They figured out, hey, we can just hang deep. They have no run game. We can play cover 2 and take away the big play. That would really suck for that to happen. So hopefully, what is it, Alfred Blue?
Well, Jaden Blue and Javonte
Jaden
Williams.
Blue.
So mixed with
Yeah.
Deuce Vaughn and company. So there's not much excitement there. I don't know. I just see. I mean, they had Rico Dowdle, who was decent last year, and it's like I just don't see that the run game being. I think they're going to default to the pass game when it's necessary. So they're going to have to throw the ball 30 plus times a game with Dak, and I'm personally a Dak believer coming into the year. And I have notes here. They added George Pickens. I think that's a plus for CeeDee Lamb. If you're going in, they lost Brandon Cooks. You got to have someone on the other side to take away some of the defense.
I think even the year that he was the wide receiver, like what, 1 or 2, he had some pretty good receivers. Like the receiving core that they had back then was good too. So
yeah, no,
he was good with Amari Cooper. So yeah, I don't think the George Pickens is anything.
Plus, we're talking about
take away from him.
We're talking about the elites of the elite. We can beat them down all we want, but CeeDee Lamb is my target, and I would love to have him on my team. Ready?
Let's do it.
Number 3.
What sound does that even make?
It's a drum roll, man.
It's just like.
Oh, can you not hear it on your side?
No.
Oh, no, it's making a drum roll sound. Like, anyways, it's cool, man. I work hard on that. No, Justin Jefferson comes in at number 3. My big takeaway with Justin Jefferson is we all made a huge mistake worrying about the quarterback too much last year with Justin Jefferson falling to he was making it to the back end of the first round. And he was a scary pick to take. They're like, oh, it's Justin Jefferson. Oh, it's Sam Darnold. I remember, story time. I have a friend who is a Vikings fan. And I went and watched the draft with him. Or no, not the draft. It was just a weekend. I was over there. And I said, you guys will be playing not for the Super Bowl, but for the first pick in the draft. I thought the Vikings were going to be terrible.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, bro. They were supposed to be awful. They were rolling out Sam Darnold, who was a nightmare to even attempt to keep on your roster and to start at quarterback. And then that's why Justin Jefferson fell so far. Everyone was just afraid of that.
I guess I do remember. Like I wasn't like out last year. He definitely fell. I think like he went around wide receiver 3 or 4 for me last year as well.
Yeah, you had him higher. I was more scared. I think I probably had him around 6, but he was the pick in the first round that was nerve-wracking, and he fell. It was like, oh, we
Yeah.
can't let him get out of the first. So, like, I'll take, if you were picking at the 10, 11, 12, something like, you probably got Justin Jefferson. Anywhere from like 8
Yeah.
to 12. So, we made that
So it's
mistake.
in our league.
Yes. And we're not going to make that again. He had elite production. Obviously, he was the wide receiver 2 with Sam Darnold. And I mean, he has a rookie QB coming in. Because I don't care what anyone says, he's a rookie. He's not a rookie, but he has never played a snap in the NFL, and I think he will still play like a rookie. But I'm not a huge J.J. McCarthy believer. I don't know about you. I think you are.
I am.
Yeah.
I think he should be better than Sam Darnold. I think he also is just going to be better for the offense in general because he is low key mobile. Like he's a, you know, I could see him very easily being. I could see him doing what Bo Nix did last year. I think they're actually like pretty similar quarterbacks where they don't have insane arm strength, but they have enough. They're really accurate and they can scramble and make plays happen. So I don't see any reason why he would be worse than Sam Darnold. Like we've seen years of Sam Darnold. He has sucked really bad.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And Kevin O'Connell is just the quarterback whisperer. So until I see a quarterback fail, I mean, we saw the Pastronaut go here and look like prime freaking Mike Vick. You know what I mean? Like
He did look really good.
exactly. It doesn't matter who they put in this offense. They look good. Who was the other guy they had in
Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins. Yeah, dude. It doesn't matter. Kevin O'Connell is just he's that guy.
I know. So, note to self, do not make the same mistake. I'm projecting Justin Jefferson to go ahead of me in my drafts where I pick at 5. So, that helps me with my decision. I did have CeeDee Lamb ahead of Justin Jefferson in my official rankings. So, if that decision comes to me, I will make that choice. It might hurt, but I'm not disrespecting him enough to let him fall past 3. So, oh, also, Jordan Addison might miss quite a few games too with the suspension. So, I think there's ample opportunity for him to continue to dominate. Just want to throw that bit in there. All right. Wide receiver number 4. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra.
I don't know if you've done any sort of deep dive
Amon-Ra.
into his
Body
statistics.
yeah.
Wow. Amon-Ra. He scored 12 touchdowns last year?
I know that he is the most underrated wide receiver we've seen in quite some time.
I think he's like...
He does well in every metric. He scores touchdowns. He has really high yardage games very consistently. He gets tons of targets. And they even brought in Jameson Williams, and he also had a great season, and it didn't affect Amon-Ra at all.
Yeah, well, because they were the best offense in football. Like, when you're the best offense in football, everyone gets their share. And then Sam Laporta didn't eat into that like he did the previous year. But they're on the best offense in the league. He's the clear number 1 target. I think the thing with Amon-Ra is he came into the league not the highest drafted guy. Not like a 7th
He's first rounder, but...
No, he wasn't first rounder.
Sure.
He had 16 wide receivers drafted ahead of him, so definitely not a first rounder.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
So he didn't come in super highly drafted, and he went to the Lions. Lions just got a stank on him. And when in fantasy, for me personally, it takes a lot to remove the stank. The stank is hard to remove. And
it's pretty funny because we've seen multiple wide receivers actually be really good on the Lions and have a similar fate where they're slept on for years. We saw Marvin Jones.
Mm-hmm.
He was slept on for years, but was always good for fantasy football.
Golden Tate.
And then we saw Kenny Golladay. He was slept on for many years.
Kenny
And
Golladay?
he ended up even having like a top 3 wide receiver season. So.
Yeah. Don't forget Golden Tate, too.
Don't sleep on Amon-Ra, dude.
I'm just saying it's just like, and I'm not saying that still exists anymore. We have him as our wide receiver 4. He is among the upper
he's
echelon.
going in the first round too.
He's among the upper echelon of receivers. So I'm not worried at all about Amon-Ra. They still have a great offense. Maybe some touchdown regression coming. Scored 12 last year, which is insane.
I pick 8, and I think 80% of the mocks we've done, I get him.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that. Very happy.
I mean, you think about it, that's 4 receivers, 4 backs going, depending on where and who your league makes like to draft position-wise.
Yeah.
These players could fall too if running backs go early. So, on to the next one. Wide receiver number 5.
Kachiga.
Malik Neighbors. Malik the Freak Neighbors.
It's a no-brainer, in my opinion.
I think so too. And it's the biggest thing for me with Malik here, and then I'll let you give your Malik Neighbors take, is he had insane production last year on a terrible team where he was the only one on offense as a pass catcher, playmaker. That didn't really change going into this year. And however, the one issue that scared me last year, which happens to a lot of high-profile rookie running backs, is the quarterback situation. He didn't have it. He might have had it the worst in the league, barring a couple teams, and he still put up 1,200 yards, and I think he scored 8 touchdowns, which, as a rookie, doing that with that group coming in and knowing that
I think he actually had a very low amount of touchdowns.
No. You look that up, because I'm 90% sure he had at least 8. He remains the only receiving threat. Much better QB situation. And he has Jameis Winston upside if Russ gets hurt /
It's 7.
benched. Okay, so it's 7. Yeah, we'll take that as a rookie. Put 1,200 yards.
That is really good.
Insane target share, and like they added layers of armor for the quarterback room. Russ is serviceable enough for fantasy receiving options. Jameis upside, the second string presumably, and Jackson Dart. They took a first-round QB. God forbid they make it to the third QB. They took a guy in the first round for that. So I'll let you take it away from there. That's my no-brainer situation.
Yeah, I mean, he is, if you're looking to take a shot on a second-year wide receiver, which I think people have kind of forgotten that, like, typically in the NFL, it takes to the second year for a wide receiver to break out. We've gotten lucky last 3 years with having like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Puka Ngata, but listen, most of them take 2 years. Here's a stat that I actually just saw when I was looking up the touchdown number. He is the first player in NFL history with 20 or more receptions and 3 receiving touchdowns in their first 3 games.
You know, I do.
So it's not even like,
seeing that.
Huh?
I do remember seeing that. I think when that happened. Like, through week 3.
Yeah, it's not even like he came on slow. Like, he came right out of the gates a great wide receiver. But to your point, he had nobody throwing him the ball. Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock. And yeah, like you're saying, Russell Wilson, truthfully, I think that's the worst quarterback for him and for fantasy football in general. Just because at this point in his career, he just protects the ball. He plays safe. He's not going to have the long bomb touchdowns.
Attempts to.
So that part, you know, I still think he'll be great with Russ, but honestly, it would be amazing to have Jameis, because all he's going to do is sling the ball. He's going to throw. I don't think Jameis has started a game where he didn't throw 40 times in a game.
Jerry Jeudy had 200 yards in a game with Jameis. Imagine what Malik Neighbors could do.
Yeah, exactly.
He's breaking count.
And then, yeah, even if they throw Drew Lock in, he's also a gunslinger. Like, he might throw some, or not Drew Lock, Jackson Dart. He's a gunslinger. So even if he is shit and, you know, he throws interceptions, he's going to throw it up there. And Malik's going to catch it. So,
no, huge fan. All right. On to the next. All right. Oh, no, we're going back this way. Ready?
Choo-choo.
Drake London came in at 6, which I think might be a shock to Justin, because in our conversations prior to this, when I made my official rankings, it shocked me how high he climbed and I originally had him very high, and I went back and looked, and I essentially said, who would I rather have on my team, this person or that person? And I moved him up one. Well, okay, would I rather have Drake London or this person? I moved him up again, and I'm like, he's
Right.
climbing all the way up the top. So
Yeah,
came
this
in
is
at
actually
6
where
for
I had
us.
him.
Yeah, came in at 6, and I think he's just a beast. I think he either had some practice rapport with Michael Penix, or Michael Penix is smart enough to say, hey, he's my elite weapon. Let me throw him the ball 37 times a game. Elite target share when Michael Penix came in, because he will be the quarterback for this year. And, I mean, for what it's worth, we haven't seen Kirk Cousins be moved yet. So if Kirk starts on the bench, God forbid Michael Penix gets hurt, you could do much worse than Kirk Cousins coming off the bench to
Well,
support
yeah, another
his
year
production.
removed from the Achilles, and he was good last year with Kirk, so
Yeah.
doesn't really make a difference.
So I'm huge fan. And think about, I mean, Darnell Mooney was a fine player, but who else? Who else is gonna challenge first round wide receiver, 6'5"?
I don't even think they have Ray McLeod anymore.
I don't even know. That depth chart was a mess last year outside of London and Mooney. So I'm a big fan of Drake London. Didn't realize how big of a fan I was until we really looked at each player.
Yeah.
And slotted them
I
where
think
they
he had
belong.
some stink on him last year just because he just didn't have the best rookie season for somebody who was being drafted like a Jamar Chase.
Well, he was a second round pick last year, and it was all based on promise. And that was why I was out. I think Drake London was on my undraftable, untouchable list my poison picks episode, because it was all based on promise, and I didn't see enough. And I'll eat the words, I'll eat the take. It's just I don't regret it, because that's just how I play the game. I don't want to, because God forbid I would have taken Marvin Harrison at that spot, which is the same type of situation, all based on promise. And
Yeah.
I'm willing to be wrong every time on that. But this time, I'm not willing to be wrong, because somehow if he slips to me in the second round, he will be on my team. So, and I'll have to redo my strategy with CeeDee Lamb and Drake London, have to figure out the rest of my draft from there.
Yeah, he won't get to you, buddy.
Okay, you say that like you don't have a way more complex second round pick than I do, coming around
I
the
do.
8. So there's
We'll see. Brock Bowers is starting to move up into the first round, so he might not get back to me. So in that
We'll
case,
see.
auto select Drake London.
I don't know. I think you're gonna tilt like crazy on this second round pick this year.
It might be insane. Like
You're gonna
I
see
might end
so
up.
many players, and you're just gonna be like, ugh.
It very well could. Like, I might have Ashton Janty, Brock Bowers, Drake London, and maybe Neighbors left to pick at that pick. It's
Yeah.
very possible. If somebody's like, hey, I like Derrick Henry. Somebody's like, hey, I like Christian McCaffrey. There you go.
Yeah. All it
Now I'm
takes.
fucked.
Oh no, I get to pick so many great players. Whatever.
Dude, I think my brain would explode at that point. I might just go eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Yeah. Hey Siri, who do I draft between? I'll just text. Oh shit,
Siri
my
says
phone's.
it's heads.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't know who heads was.
Oh.
Oh wow. Okay. Hey Siri, who do I draft out of Drake London, Brock Bowers, Ashton Janty, and okay.
Talk about Drake London here, and you could have said that. What does Siri's all omniscient knowledge say?
We'll get back to you. She's working.
Oh, I'm working.
Never
on
mind.
that. No, Siri don't know. That's
I
why you
guess she
listen to the
paired
show.
up with ChatGPT.
No way.
Yeah, it said I can use ChatGPT for this.
Bro,
I said, yeah, sure, but then the thing was like, oh, can you specify the league? Like, okay.
Yeah, we're not doing that. That is cool though, but not cool enough to replace us. You're not getting this kind of advice and content anywhere else.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here, ChatGPT. All right. Next up, wide receiver 7.
What could it be?
Nico Collins came in at wide receiver number 7. It was a discrepancy between Justin and I, and this is where the math shook out. Nico is at number 7. He is a polarizing player, I think, between Justin and I, only in the fact that I think he's dumb. Because Nico's fantastic. And he had a fall from grace when the team was falling apart, and he was post-injury, and it was just a disaster all around, terrible O-line. But the bones are still there. I think it just hit the reset button. He'll get back to that first half of the season for him.
Yeah. I mean, I have him as my wide receiver 7.
Oh, no.
Or no. As my wide receiver 8. I think it's definitely criminal to put him above Puka Ngata. Just based off of how good Puka's been. Puka also came off injury last year and came back and was great. Nico Collins came back from injury and was atrocious the second half of the season. But he's Nico Collins. He was on pace to have a wide receiver, the wide receiver 1 season maybe before he got hurt. And I don't know, maybe Jaden Higgins can open up the field. That could have been the issue last year. Maybe with Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs not in the mix, he was just getting double covered every time and he couldn't get open.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say he's not the best
John
separator.
Mechie.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, man? He's just a big-bodied, contested catch, athletic. Like he's
body bands.
He's my favorite type of archetype
Dusty.
of wide receiver, which is exactly what I have here in my notes. He was last year's wide receiver 22. He only played 12 games. So he missed 5 games, still finished as a top 24 wide receiver. A touchdown prototype receiver, big play threat. There was a play he had just gotten back from the hamstring injury, and he took
Say
a
that
screen.
10 times fast.
What?
Whatever you just said.
Touchdown prototype receiver, big play threat.
Okay,
Yeah, say it again.
9 more times.
Touchdown prototype receiver, big play threat. Easy peasy, man. I'm telling you. I remember he came back from the hammy injury, and the first first reception he got, it was a screen, and he took it 80 yards to the house. Some crazy long touchdown. And I'm like, slow down! I was like, you're going to pull the hammy.
Yeah.
And the worst part was I was screaming because they threw a flag on the play. We knew it was coming back. And he's sitting there sprinting his heart out. And it was all for naught. But he's just a guy that can do that. And I think the Texans will be better. I think they play an easy conference this year. And Justin mentioned Jaden Higgins. His only competition is 2 rookies with Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins. Like, they can be great players, which is fine, but I'll take the guy who's getting paid $150 million against 2 rookies incoming. Like,
and they brought Christian Kirk in as well, but yeah.
Yeah, fine.
I agree with you there.
So
there's not really a lot of competition.
So I'm all in on that. Okay, wide receiver 8. There we go, Mr. Spoiler over there, Mr. Puka Ngata. I was lower on Puka than Justin was. However, I do want to give him his flowers and recognize him for being great.
Before you do that, I do want to label you a Puka hater.
I'll wear it. I'll take it. I'm a Puka hater. I mean, there's people in the fantasy community that have him. It's like Chase, Jefferson, Puka are like the top tier, and I'm like,
I think it's valid. Truthfully, I think that's valid. But
what's valid? The haterness or the top 3?
The top 3.
No, it's crazy.
I think it's I think you can justify putting him there, but obviously, like, you can just get into it. Like, you have a very specific reason for that.
Yeah, I like Puka a lot as a player. He's scored what I have here. He scored 9 touchdowns in his first 2 years of playing in the NFL. 3 last year. Granted, he missed 6 games last year, so he only played in, what is that? 12 games?
12.
No, 11 games. He only played 11 games. So he finished with 990 yards and 3 touchdowns, which, again, the yardage is great for, a per game basis. He hasn't yet prototyped to be a touchdown guy, which, again, those can vary, but I could see him becoming that. but they added Devontae Adams, and I'm a huge Devontae Adams fan, and not that will take away from Puka Ngata and his greatness. I think it will be a hell of a 1-2 tandem, and I do have Puka Ngata clearly above Devontae Adams in fantasy finish or just players to have. It's just I still think Devontae Adams is that dude. He will demand his share, and I think it will take away from that top end ceiling of a Chase, Jefferson, Puka type finish. So that's just
knock.
Who's there?
Devontae Adams.
Bro, you tripping, dog. Absolutely tripping. Dude, he still got it, and I'm going to prove it. I will.
I swear I'll outpace Puka Ngata.
I didn't say he's going to outpace Puka, man, but whatever. You're hating on my Puka haterness. Okay, well then tell me your bull case for Puka Ngata then.
I think Puka Ngata, when he's been on the field, has been incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have had a down year with touchdowns, but if you think about it, he only had one less touchdown than Neighbors did his rookie season. So if he has a fully healthy season, you could logically make the same jump with Puka as you did with Neighbors. Honestly, I think Puka's even more productive when it comes to yards than Neighbors was last year. So, and Matthew Stafford,
technically he did.
I think it really comes down
for most receiving. Puka broke the record for most receiving yards by a rookie in NFL history. So like he's got that on him for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, he's not even a player who necessarily might. You know, you just said he had almost 1,000 yards and he missed 6 games. I mean, he doesn't even need the touchdowns to be a top 3 wide receiver. So
top 3 hard to get, boy. But I see what you're saying. I don't know. Again, he's still up there for me. It's just I don't see that as being possible. But again, I'll be willing to be wrong. Tell me. I mean, well.
Yeah, I'm not drafting that scrub either.
Yeah, screw that guy, Puka. All right, on to the next wide receiver number 9. AJ Brown came in at number 9. He says, "Why you say it? This is your rankings too, bruh."
I know, but I have him up here just out of respect for Mr. AJ. But I'm not drafting AJ Brown.
Why?
Every single year of his career, he starts out hot and then he sucks the back half. All the way back to the Titans.
Yeah,
the issue is the first half is so good that he stays in the top 10 throughout the rest of the season.
Could be.
That's why I don't like him.
He is, I think, skillfully and athletically one of the best receivers in the game. Top 3, if I'm combining those two.
I think you put him on a better passing team, with a better quarterback. Yeah.
Well, he was wide receiver 18 last year in a very, very run-heavy offense. I saw a stat today that said that the Philadelphia Eagles threw the ball on 49.5% of their snaps, which was the 3rd lowest since 2016 of any team.
Wow.
So they just ran the ball like crazy, and they won a Super Bowl because of it. So I think that they caught a magical season from Saquon. I still project a great season from Saquon. I just think that number comes down a little bit. Justin, you were on the side of they couldn't pass the ball, so they ran the ball, and then they just did it with Saquon. I was on the opposite.
Yeah.
I said they didn't need to pass the ball. If you've got a back there that can average 5.5 a carry and get you 200 on a night, why are you going to put the ball in the air, run the clock down, get a lead up, and just ice the game away? They were uncompetitive in a good way in the second half of games, in fourth quarters, because they were just putting games away, running down the clock. So I think we're going to have some positive regression for A.J. Brown. He's still the same elite player. I think they pass a little bit more. And he missed 4 games too. Finished in the top 18, missed 4 games. He's always going to be a big threat or a big play threat touchdown guy, which again, speaks to my heart.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, as far as like what the Eagles' focus is, I just don't think that any team in the NFL right now, even if they have the best running back, is going into any game. Um, I think every team is going into the game thinking we need to have a good passing game. That's just what the NFL is. And I think that they went into every game thinking that, but they weren't able to succeed with the passing game, so I think they went to the run game. That's my theory. But who knows? If it is the case of what you were saying, then AJ Brown should honestly be lower on this list. Because if
Yeah,
we get more of what we had last year, I mean, wide receiver 18, or even if he plays 4 more games, he maybe gets to the 12.
yeah, but I mean, AJ Brown has consistently been a plus 1,000 yard receiver. I'm gonna pull up his stats real quick of previous years because just even the year before, he finished as a half PPR wide receiver 7, 106 catches for 1456 and 14, and then the previous year had 1496. Back-to-back years prior
Yeah.
to with almost 1,500 yards and 7 and 11 touchdowns respectively. Like that.
And him and Nico both were the wide receiver 1 and 2 to start the season. Like, he was insane the first half of last year.
Yeah, the first half of last year, he started week 1, then got hurt with 119 and 1, wide receiver 9 finish. Missed 4 weeks because it was
Maybe I'm thinking of 2 years ago then.
well, no, you're right. But when he played, and then he came right back, finished the wide receiver 3 for 116 and 1, then the wide receiver 6 for 89 and 1, and then wide receiver 37, 84 yards, and it was hot and cold from there on out. But he still had finishes of wide receiver 14, wide receiver 5, wide receiver 9, wide receiver 10, a couple bad games in a row. But again, we knew that it was inconsistent. He had games with 4 and 4 targets, which isn't what you want. But that's what happens when you play the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers, and they salted the game away easily. So I
will
think
say, last year was Devonta Smith's best year. Do you give that any thought as to, like, maybe, AJ Brown is, like, getting up there in age. He's probably pretty close to 30 at this point.
he's 28.
Devonta's, yeah, so, I mean, he's probably going into this year. At some point this year, he's probably turning 29. That's usually around the time that we start to say, okay.
Yeah, I mean, but just to push back, his best season was his sophomore year. He finished as wide receiver 10, then wide receiver 20, then wide receiver 30. So technically, he's gotten worse throughout his career. However, he played 17, then 16, and then last year he only played 13 games. He had his most touchdowns of the year, which
Are you talking about Devonta Smith?
correct, yeah.
Okay.
So I personally lump me in with a Devontae Smith and Puka Ngata hater club because he doesn't scare me one bit. He's a great wide receiver 2 that's talented enough to, again, draw some defenses off. Maybe not put too high on A.J. Brown so he doesn't just break a tackle and take it to the house every play. But I very much distinguish the two of them. And currently in drafts, Devontae Smith's going in the 4th round, mid-4th round versus 2nd round. So I don't put much stock into that. I think they pass the ball a heck of a lot more. I still think the offense is going to be great. I don't think the Eagles are going to be just as good. I just think they have a natural regression coming their way. Still going to be Super Bowl favorites, but that's
they lost a lot of players.
So our final wide receiver to discuss for today is coming up right now. Brian Thomas Jr. People were probably wondering, where's Brian Thomas? He should be in the top 10. He's a first-round wide receiver, which I agree. I have him at my wide receiver 9, so it's right on that cusp. He just doesn't have he doesn't have as clear of a path as I think the rest of the players we spoke about. This is where
he just got blindsided by Travis Hunter.
Correct.
If it wasn't for Travis Hunter pick, I would have him probably, honestly, just above London.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if they didn't potentially have the best receiver in the draft on their team, it would be a real tough decision to whether or not I have Brian Thomas Jr. or Malik Neighbors higher. I view them very, very similarly.
Maybe it'd be there, yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
I mean, that would be before Nico, but I just think he is elite. I had him on my team last year. I drafted him in the 11th round. Great decision by me. Good job on that one. And just watching him play, his game speed is something serious. He's just like long strided. He's going to pull away. Even like screens and curls. Put one foot in the ground and you're going to be racing him across the field. It was a beauty to watch.
Yeah. He's a dog too. Like he's a gritty wide receiver, and he's one of those guys that always shows up when it counts too. Like I actually went to a Colts Jags game, and Joe Flacco was dicing him up, and all of a sudden they needed something to happen, and there you go, BTJ. I think it was like a 65-yard touchdown, and he was gone. Beat everybody by 20 yards.
I remember that because I was watching him score me all those points,
yeah.
And it just the foot speed.
I was getting a hot dog.
Just the long speed. Actually, I remember because I was texting you during that game. I said, Brian Thomas. But
I went to the bathroom and cried.
As you should have, man. But it was a joy to watch him play. I wish I could get him for the 11th round price. If we were in a keeper league, oh my God, the things I would cream to give up an 11th round pick to keep Brock Bowers, Brian Thomas Jr., which ironically is the exact same round you picked Brock Bowers in last year.
Yeah.
So
some good picks by the both of us, but didn't work out as well for you as it did for me.
Yeah, whatever. We're coming for that get back. Justin's trying to go back to back. Although, yeah, you point to that. Let me know when you got 4 of them things. Count them up. 4.
I have 3.
Yeah, I said let me know when you got 4 of them things. That's all I'm saying. So, let's just do a quick recap here. We'll close it out for today. So, this is our retrospective rankings. That's why I said we'd get into it at the end. It looks like this because I marked the green ones, the ones that we had the same ranking, and the red ones we didn't. It just so happens to be we had the same top 5 and none of the same 6 or 10.
Yeah.
So, that's the reason for the Christmas tree lights here. So, I had Nico Collins. So let's break this down. So you had Tyreek Hill at 10, and I had Brian Thomas Jr. at 9. You didn't have Brian Thomas Jr. in top 10. I didn't have Tyreek in my top 10. So that's where we had to discuss and continue the rankings to see where those lie. I have my top 24 done, so I can just tell you right now, I have Tyreek at 13. So I have T. Higgins at 11, Devontae Adams at 12, and then Tyreek. So that's where he falls on my list.
I have BTJ at 11.
Yeah, so that's how we got AJ Brown, then Brian Thomas in that spot.
Yeah. I just think with Tyreek Hill, man, I was like, I'm not going to touch him with a 10-foot pole. But especially now that he has just dropped in drafts where you're getting him in like the 3rd round sometimes.
And they traded Jonnu away.
They traded Jonnu away, who was taking all of his targets. And the issue last year was they had Skylar Thomas throwing him the ball.
Oh, I know.
Like if they get Tua back, I don't see any reason at all why Tyreek Hill isn't that guy still.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, he had the wrist injury, which claims was a big issue, but his speed was still there. He posted the 3rd fastest time in the NFL last year, which that's his calling card. That's what he's known for. If one thing is going to go or dissipate due to age, it would be that. It wouldn't be his ability to catch the ball. It wouldn't be his ability to track the ball. It wouldn't be his ability to cut. It would be that long speed and him looking slow, but he did not. So
he could even, and that's the thing with these speedy wide receivers like Brandon Cooks, who's still doing it. Like, even when he does start to lose some speed, he's still going to be faster than everybody.
And if you got some speed, you can still play. Like that's the long.
We're talking about probably the fastest player to ever be in the NFL.
Genuinely, with game speed for sure.
I don't know, maybe him and Chris Johnson.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one too. It's just more easily seen with receivers because they catch the ball down the field and they break away a lot faster. But Tyreek Hill and Christian McCaffrey are two of the dudes in the same conversation where you can buy on the dip in ADP right now and reap the rewards, or it could just be done, and then you're stuck with what you got. The risk reward there is crazy high. So I'm with you. I have him at 13. You know, I just love me Devontae Adams, and I think T. Higgins is a fantastic player when he's playing and healthy. So that's where the discrepancy comes there. And then we already went over Brian Thomas, but every one in our top 10 aside from those two is the same, just a couple spots down, which again, I think the biggest difference aside from those two is what I have Nico at 6, you have Nico at 8. Like, that's the only huge discrepancy. But we went over all that. I'm excited to have any of these guys on my team. We'll see where the running backs slot. We'll probably do that show next. It's only the natural order of things. Or we might have a surprise guest come on soon and maybe do some interesting mock drafts. But without further ado,
We shall see.
if you got anything left for the video, we're doing great on time. We did fantastic.
What's our time right now?
52 minutes. Beautiful. It's glorious.
And that's all for Last Call Fantasy Football.
What the hell is that? No, you can't steal my. You can't steal.
I just
my
want to
sign
try
like
it.
that. Well, first of all, you did it wrong.
What? What is it?
And as always, don't miss the last call for fantasy football.
Oh, man. Well, maybe that's mine now.
Nope, can't have it. Goodbye.